Well, I'm lucky enough to be joined by a Daybreak member and also a huge supporter of ours, Sheridan, who's come along to so many of our events and really spoke from the heart about our experience, or her experience, I should say, and what we do. So, Sheridan, thank you so much for joining me for a chat to share your experience of Daybreak and our current situation.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
So, Sheridan, take me back, I guess. I mean, you're probably sick of sharing this in some ways, but it'd be great to hear your experience, kind of painting a picture of what life was like before you started to think about changing your relationship with alcohol.
Sure. Yeah, so it was about October last year, and I was coming up to my 50th birthday, and I was sort of in quite a rut, well, in a bad habit of sort of drinking every day, quite a bit, which was, I was functioning, I was working full time in a great job, um, but waking up with hangovers and feeling pretty, pretty average actually. So I sort of figured, something's got to give. So I've been thinking about it before and sort of had stints of, abstinence, but not for very long. I didn't really take it very seriously. But I really felt that as I was turning the big 50, I needed to, I figured I've been doing this all my life. I need to try something new. So that's when I actually saw my GP, and he mentioned Daybreak, which I already knew about beforehand. But so I got back onto the app, which I thought was fantastic, obviously, because it's great for it's very well, not secret, but you can sort of be confidential and confident that you're doing it, in your own home, and you don't have people judging you. So I found the whole experience pretty exciting, and it was good because you were able to help other people as well, because everybody's at different stages of their journey, I suppose. Yeah. So things needed to change.
Take me back, and we'll sort of dig into Daybreak a little bit further, but it'd be great to hear, more about your kind of history of drinking over these 50 years. What does that look like? And, where have those patterns, where did they begin?
Yeah, I think I've probably always had a dangerous relationship with alcohol. From the age of 13, I think, we were sort of drinking and sneaking into pubs and, that sort of thing. I've got an older brother who, we used to do naughty things together and smoke and drink and do all that. So, so it started very young. And that was binge drinking every weekend with all your mates. I think it's pretty standard. Well, I say that, but maybe not. It's a pretty standard thing in the Australian culture, going out and getting blind drunk on the weekend. So, and then, telling all your tales on the Monday at school, which then, went into adulthood and, same thing, but just going to work rather than school. So, yeah, I think and then it progressively gets worse because you're an adult and you can go, well, I can drink any day I like rather than just weekends. So some good, some bad. Yeah, so that's how that is.
When I've spoken with like college students, so university students, and and those patterns are sort of really ingrained at that time and at that age, as you say. And one of the things that they often say is, oh, this is just this phase in life, and we'll kind of grow out of it, when we get a job. And I guess my question is, when you were in those phases and with those patterns of drinking, did you think that this is just what young people do, or this is just what young professionals do, or and there'll be a day in the future, or did it not really come into your conscious awareness to change? a while?
I suppose it was such a regular thing for me, and I suppose you're hanging out with people who are doing exactly the same things, so it's not abnormal. And now I look around and I go, wow, it wasn't really normal. There are lots of other people who don't even drink, which I can't even fathom. So yeah, your normal is because it's within your circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I didn't even think about it really. No.
Was there times, through your life where, things got a bit tough and that would lead to more drinking, or things, were different? Did the situation change and then you ended up drinking a bit more?
Yeah, I think the case is that you never actually ever drink less, unless it's a concerted effort. That it is this steady increase and creeps up on you, I suppose, and then you're sort of going, oh, I'm drinking 2 bottles of wine a night, rather than just that, I'll have a couple of glasses. It sort of does increase, because I think you like the feel of it, the relaxing, everything, the reason why people drink, I suppose.
Mm. And take me to when you decided to go see your GP. And was it something that you brought up, or was it something that he brought up with you?
No, it was my choice, and that's why I went there specifically to talk about my drinking habits. And he was so wonderful that he actually runs abstinence programs, and it was quite full on actually. It was sort of quite hard to admit that the reason you're there is you really do have an issue, and he treated it as such, because it is very serious and it can be hard. So I had to go and see him every day for a week, and he tested me for alcohol, and which was very confronting. Very confronting, but it was actually very good to have that accountability as well.
And through that week, I mean, was it there was a kind of detox process that you went through? Was it, what was the physical and mental experience for you in that initial week?
I actually felt pretty good. I think I used to be a smoker as well, and I think when you actually reach a point that you are really at that level that you think, this can't continue, I think you've got to have that need. You can't be sort of half-assed about it, I suppose. And I was really committed, because I just felt like I couldn't keep doing what I was doing.
And
yeah, emotionally, I was quite excited. I was pretty excited actually, because I thought, this is it. I'm going to be healthy, and because I like fitness as well. Amongst all of that, I'm actually quite a fit person, and I like to do lots of exercise. So I was quite kind of excited and thought, oh yeah, I'm going to lose lots of weight as well. Not so much. Yeah.
Did you find in that first week, at what point did you download Daybreak and engage with that?
Well, that was like the first day, because that was part of his program for me as well, to do that. And he gave me some other supports, but that was, and I'd already heard and been on it before, so I was like, oh yeah, that's great, I really enjoyed that last time. So yeah, that was right from the start, and that was good, because you could sort of really share your emotional ride with others, because people don't understand if they haven't been through it themselves.
What would an example of how you would use it, or how it would be used in that first week for you?
So me, it was reading everybody's comments, posting my own comments and concerns, oh my God, this is scary, first day, or, 3 days alcohol free. And you can see other people's comments, and they're very supportive and hang in there, and, so you really didn't feel like you were by yourself. Yeah, it was good.
And and so this was the last year you went through this process, and take me through the journey since then. Have there been challenges, changes? What have you noticed?
So what I was worried about was the fact that I hung out with a group of people who were also big drinkers, and I was wondering how that was going to play out in terms of am I going to be able to put up with them, and then me as well, being a teetotaler and them, you know. Anyway, I'm pleased to say that it has been pretty good. And I just now, at the end of the night, I'd probably leave a little bit earlier, but I'm pleased to say I still like them. And they like me, which is good. So we've maintained the friendships. But I mean, it's very different because people are very wary about why aren't you drinking, especially having been such a heavy drinker before. They're like, oh my God, what's happened to you? Or people, it's interesting. My brother used to say this, you know, people don't trust you if you don't drink. And it's so true, you know. So socially, it was quite a different dynamic. And, you know, you're apologising for not drinking. And, you know, I basically just said that I was having a break and, you know, so, which has just continued. But yeah, so I suppose from that perspective, the social aspect is quite different. But then again, I've also found that I've realised that there are a lot of people that don't drink and don't use alcohol as a social crutch or a, you know, relaxant or what have you. So yeah, from both sides, I think it's been quite an eye-opener. But, you know, I mean, I never really needed it for to be able to chat in groups or anything. I'm quite outgoing as it is. So, so yeah, it's actually better because I can remember things now the day after.
How have you found it through COVID? Has it been a challenge, you know, as someone that's really social, you know, how's that gone for you?
No, it's been okay. Like, you know, with my friends, we've been doing the Zoom, and I have my alcohol-free champagne, and so there's lots of alcohol-free drinks that you can indulge in. But yeah, I think, I mean, sense of community and social things, you need that. But I just don't need the alcohol to go with it now.
What's it been like talking with your, you know, your brother or your family about the change that you made in life?
Oh, they're just so proud of me because obviously they knew. Oh, well, I think we'd probably all given the alcohol a pretty good nudge. And, I don't know, they say it can be genetic. We've had lots of drinkers in our family. So I think, and I think this is the thing with my friends as well. They've all been really, really proud of me and sort of, yeah, that I suppose they aspire to be the same in some ways, but you know, everybody has their time and they've got to be ready for that.
And what would be, you know, your kind of final piece of advice for people that are doing it tough through COVID, kind of downloading Daybreak maybe for the first time, but are doing it in isolation? What has worked really well for you as either in a practice or a way of thinking about your experience in, you know, changing your relationship with alcohol?
Yeah, well, I think it's that whole sense of community, and I think you do feel so isolated generally, even and now it's just even a more physical thing that when you're going through changing your relationship with alcohol, it is a very isolating thing in itself. So with the Daybreak community, you can really get some help and just, you know, share your feelings and not feel so isolated physically and emotionally.
Mm,
Yeah, definitely.
great advice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.